Yo, welcome back. I'm in Vancouver on not a bad day actually. We got here maybe 4 or 5 days ago and we've had a lot of rain. It's a very, very rainy city. We're on the west coast of Canada and we've just finished our big road trip as we came from Calgary all the way through the Rockies, and we've ended up in Vancouver where we've had to drop our car off, and now we are carless in the middle of the city, staying in an Airbnb up here, which is quite nice. Got a good view from our apartment up on the 13th floor, overlooking the city and stuff. But yeah, it's first impressions of Vancouver. We're just sort of like sussing it out. We're going to be here for a little while, my wife and I, as we are house sitting just outside of the city. So we've got a house sit for I think it's nearly 2 weeks, and we've already met the dog, we've met the owner. It's a lovely, really, really nice new apartment building I guess it's another city just outside of Vancouver. This seems to be like if you go, well, yesterday we went up one of this like big observation towers in Vancouver. It's the same one that we did in Calgary, a big tower, like a pin, a needle thing, and then at the top they have like a revolving restaurant, and there's an observation deck up there. But up there you get a really good idea of what Vancouver looks like and how it's situated. It's next to the mountains, and then off to the east is like other little pockets of like business districts. I'm guessing they're like high-rise buildings, lots of apartments, and we're staying in one of those other little pockets. So it should be quite nice. Hopefully we get some more nice weather. We had a stunning day yesterday. We took a big walk around the city. We ended up in Kitsilano, which is a really cute little suburb, just to the south of the main like city area. They've got like a beach, there's like loads of cafes and restaurants. It's a bit of like a cultural kind of a spot, I guess, for like local people. Our friends from New Zealand, they actually lived there when they lived here in Vancouver. Kitsilano was the place that they lived. So it's super nice. I'm glad we got to check it out, and I'm glad we had really, really nice sunshine as well. It was so stunning there. But we're just taking a little wander around Vancouver today. We're going to do some more things, check out Stanley Park. This morning I want to go grab a coffee, and my wife has sent me on a mission to grab some breakfast because we've run out of breakfast in our apartment. So I'm going to go on a mission to get some breakfast as well. But yeah, another stunning day here in Vancouver. I think there's a there must be a football match on. I can hear it on the speakers just as I go past the Irish pub. That place is full. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:15 in the morning, and people are in there with pints in their hands. I'm guessing that it's the English lot. It must be like the English Premier League or something. But anyway, first impressions of Vancouver. So we're staying in like the downtown area. It's quite modern. There's a lot of like glass buildings, and then every now and again you will come across buildings that are a little bit more dated, a little bit maybe like 80s or earlier. But there's a lot of glass around. Quite a few like newer buildings as well. But yeah, you'll see it as we walk around. There's a bit of a mixture. There's a mixed bag of styles of buildings here. I guess it's called like one of these like new world cities where everything is kind of laid out intentionally, as opposed to like European cities where a lot of it is, I guess, built around the already well-established pathways around the village that then kind of just grows and evolves into a city. So yeah, these cities, they were established and like, okay, laid out, these are where all the streets are going to grow. gonna go, and this is how it's all gonna look, and everything's like very wide streets, you know, like for cars and well, I don't know, cars, horse and carriages. I think Vancouver was maybe founded like 140 years ago. I think I remember reading that yesterday on an information board somewhere. So 140 years ago, and that's yeah, when a lot of it was planned, I guess. But yeah, this is one of the main like little shopping streets here. They've actually got a massive mall here, like fully underground, so you can wander around like under the main CBD area, like doing your shopping. They've got like food courts, like all the typical like stuff you would find in a mall, but it's just like all underground. And this is something that I've kind of seen around Canada. They do like to optimize their space indoors. I noticed in Calgary they have the plus 15 tower system, where not all of the CBD towers, but a lot of the CBD towers are linked by these raised passageways which go above the street level between buildings. And yeah, I don't know, it seems to be a Canadian thing. We sort of mentioned it on our other channel, on our video in Calgary, and a lot of people were telling us about other places around Canada where they have these kind of out of the weather like underground systems and stuff. I think there's one in Toronto, I think, where it's all like underground. But yeah, Vancouver, there's a mall here completely underground as well. So they do like to make the most of like staying outside of the weather if they can, which is interesting. Right, let's find out where this cafe, I think it's down this way. So in the downtown area, we're kind of like surrounded all around by water, really. We've got water to the south, the west, the north, and then on the east I think there's like a riverway as well. So it's kind of like a little bit of an island here, which is kind of cool, that you've got access to like sort of seashore or like coastline all the way around. There's nothing nicer than just like taking a nice walk down by the riverside. But anyway, on our trip that we took from Calgary to Vancouver, we did a few ski lessons, which is something that I've been wanting to do for so long. I just always wanted to do like a ski season with my friends. Anyway, never eventuated, but finally we got in some ski lessons in Banff, and we were in Lake Louise. It was so much fun. I went into it like super confident that I was going to be really good at skiing, and I'm kind of coordinated with stuff. Like I used to do a lot of sports when I was younger, like cross country running. I played rugby, I played football, soccer, and I used to do a lot of like athletic stuff when I was younger. But skiing, I've never ever had a chance to try. It's a very like high entry level to get into skiing, I guess. You got to pay for obviously like skis, boots, lift access. Like just to take a day skiing on the mountain could easily cost you over $500. Some people pay even more, like depending on which parks you go to as well, because like some of these ski fields are like top tier. They offer so much that they're very expensive. But yeah, we were lucky enough to be able to use our social media like channel to be able to do like a video, like a collaboration with the ski resort or the ski hire company, and they gave us ski rentals as well as like jackets, pants, and they also gave us lessons as well. So we had an instructor for 3 days, which I think is probably the most important piece of the puzzle, because like just putting on skis and like going down the mountain, I don't think that you would actually learn that much. You would just be like trying to survive the whole time, but having an instructor, you actually learn the techniques that you need to be able to stop, to turn, to do all the things that you need to do on the ski slope. So very, very grateful. I had a lot of fun, but I'll continue after we get our coffee. I've just pulled up to the coffee spot. 49th Parallel Coffee Roasters. That was a lovely coffee. I didn't film any of it because I ended up chatting to some people from Australia who recognised me from our videos. They're travelling Canada at the moment. So yeah, lovely to meet you guys. Yeah, the coffee was good. The donut was really tasty actually. I haven't had a donut like that before. It was like a mix between a croissant and a donut, but super tasty. I've noticed that they do donuts differently here, like they're, yeah, in a weird kind of shape. They have like these flat donut styles, and then the one that I had was kind of like, it looked like whipped cream. It was like kind of, must be the way that they squeeze it out of the tube, the pastry or something. I don't know, but it was very good, very delicious. But yeah, that's happened to us a couple of times here in Canada so far, being recognised by people who are travelling around. We met some people at a game of hockey the other night, which was an experience in itself, going to an ice hockey match here in Canada. Yeah, highly recommend going to a hockey match. I didn't realise, but the hockey match is kind of like a, how do I say it? It's like it's a concert really. There's so much like lights and speakers and music. Okay, it'd be a laneway. This is actually, we're staying at this hotel tomorrow. So I might just pop in here really quick and just see if I can rent some bikes today, because they have like free bike rental. Let's see. But yeah, the hockey is such an experience. It's like a full show performance. Where, hang on. So yeah, if you get a chance to go to a hockey match here, definitely take it, because it is like a full show. They've got, there's a DJ there, they've got the lights, the pyrotechnics. It's like a full like stage show. The hockey periods are only 20 minutes long, but there's so many stoppages, and in between like all the plays, the stoppages, they have music and like advertising. There's a lot of advertising here, which can be a little bit much sometimes, but me and Charlotte, my wife, we kind of like likened it to watching like TikTok. There's like so many stoppages, and every stoppage they last for like 5 or 10 seconds sometimes, and then they just play a song for like 5 or 10 seconds and then it changes to the next song. It's kind of like, it's like you're listening to someone who's like watching TikTok or scrolling TikTok. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it was a really, really fun experience. We met some people there who, yeah, they were watching our videos from Banff, and they got some recommendations from us for what to do in Banff. They were really thankful, which was really nice. Anyway, the hotel's here. I'm going to go and check it out. Well, it looks like a nice hotel. I'm excited to stay there. The Canadian people, they're so friendly. I've really, really noticed that, like, when we've met people just out and about, you know, we get chatting to people, And yeah, Canadians are so friendly and so polite. The other thing I've noticed as well is when you're a pedestrian walking around, traffic always stops for you. I just never really been to a place where, well, I don't know, maybe it's a lie, but like I feel like pedestrians have much more the right of way here, priority, rather than cars. Like in Australia and England, I think if you're driving and a pedestrian's trying to cross the road, most of the time the car would just go straight through. But here it's like, if there's a person waiting to cross the road, the cars would stop and let you go. Slightly different here on like a big busy road, but like these smaller roads, if a car is like approaching, they like often would stop and like get you to cross before they go through the intersection. So I find that that's really polite. I like it. The other thing that we have noticed around Vancouver this time of year is all the cherry blossoms. You might be able to see some over there. And they've got this great resource online where they have like a list of all the cherry blossoms in bloom and like the dates that they're in bloom as well. So you can get like an up-to-date locations around Vancouver, and you can list it by suburb or whatever. It's great. It's like a really handy resource. So when we were on the hunt yesterday, we had beautiful sunshine. We wanted to find all the cherry blossoms, and yeah, it was really easy to do. So great resource. I like little things like that just help you to be a tourist. But yeah, I like Vancouver so far. I don't think it's as hectic as people have made it out to be. Like a lot of people say that Vancouver has like a real problem with like drugs, homelessness, these kind of problems, but we haven't seen a lot of it. We've seen a little bit, but not a lot. I think there are parts of Vancouver that are like really, really bad, but the parts where we've been, like around the downtown area, around Granville Island, around like the waterfront area, we haven't really seen a lot of it. So I think people, maybe they're just staying in the wrong areas. Sometimes that's the case. Like you'll get really, really cheap accommodation in certain parts of a city because they know that it's like a less desirable area to be in. But yeah, you got to do your research when you're booking. So there's streets around Vancouver where you would just probably avoid staying on or even going to visit because of these issues. But we've made that mistake as well. I've done that in London. We stayed in a suburb where it was like super cheap. We're like, oh my God, can't believe we can get a hotel for this much money here in London. And then we found out why. It's like, oh, okay, this is not a great area to stay in. So yeah, you live and you learn. A little bit of advice there. It's actually turning out to be a really, really lovely day. I'm not sure what we're going to do today, but we definitely are going to go out and film because it's so nice. It's so nice out. We might hire some bikes. One of the really popular things to do here is to hire a bike and go cycling around Stanley Park, which is kind of like it's an island on the north side of downtown Vancouver, and it's this huge park. They've got like a seawall which you can cycle all the way around. It looks really, really pretty and particularly good for sunset actually. So we might do that today. But in general, in Vancouver, after we finish our house sit, I think we're going to try and buy a motorhome, which is going to be a whole challenge, I think. There's some tricky parts of the equation that we need to work out, such as possibly getting finance, which we may or may not be able to do, not being citizens here in Canada. And we also need to figure out licensing, insurance, all those fun bureaucratic tasks that we need to do to be able to drive legally on the road. So we're going to use our time when we're in our house sit to go and see some motorhomes, and then we can start having these conversations with the dealers or the private owners, whatever, of the motorhomes that we want to get. But yeah, that's the plan, get a motorhome and drive over to Vancouver Island, which is like the big island just outside of Vancouver, and yeah, do a bit of touring around. Apparently that's one of the places around where it's really like acceptable for you to like sleep in like a motorhome or a camper van and do a bit of touring around, as well as that we can drive south into America. First time for me to go to America, and yeah, hopefully do a little bit of touring around there as well. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff coming up for us, but at the moment I'm just enjoying being in the city, sussing out what Vancouver's all about. Where do I need to go? I think I need to go one street over. This is like the shopping street here. Obviously CBD, we're in the downtown Vancouver district here. But yeah, it's quite nice. Loads and loads of coffee shops, loads and loads of eateries around. And like I said, underground shopping malls, as well as like these like street level shops as well. So lots to choose from, lots to do, lots to see. And by the end of our time in Vancouver, I'm sure we'll have a pretty good understanding of the city, but it's still early days for me. I've only been here a few days, and like I said, the rain has been pretty relentless. BC, British Columbia, is kind of known for having really rainy weather. So it's one of those places where you're just going to get rain a lot. There's a lot of, I guess, like wet weather systems that come in off the Pacific Ocean, and maybe they just hit the mountains here and then drop all their rain. The other thing that I find really strange here is how common it is for people just to be like smoking weed in the streets. It's legal here, which I think I kind of knew, but yeah, look at this. It's just a big weed shops kind of like all around, and yeah, you can just buy a weed, go into a shop, buy a weed, and just smoke it openly in the streets. Like yesterday I saw a girl walking down the street with a huge bong in her hand, and I just find it so strange how like normal that is. But you'll be walking down the streets like in the downtown area, and if someone's like smoking in front of you, you just get a full waft of it in your face. And yeah, it's just like a really strange thing that I'm not quite used to yet. I guess I will get used to it as we hang out more and more in Canada, but yeah, weed is just so prevalent here. People just don't hide it, it's not illegal. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of getting used to, I reckon. Look at that polite driver waiting for the pedestrians to cross. See what I mean? Like in Australia, if there was like an opening, a gap between pedestrians, that car would have just gone straight in front and kind of cut the pedestrians off. But here in Canada, they're so polite, they do just like wait for the pedestrians all to cross the road safely, and then they carry on. It's like a massive difference, but obviously it makes walking around the cities like so much nicer as well. One of the main things that people do here in Canada is to see bears in the wild, and that's something that we can do on Vancouver Island. So hopefully we can organise a like a tour, an expedition to go and see the wildlife. I think it's quite expensive, like around $400 Canadian dollars. So it's an investment, but I think if you're here and you have the chance to, I think you should definitely try and fit it into your itinerary to see some bears in the wild. Vancouver Island, I think, has one of the densest population of bears in Canada, so we should see them. But there's lots of tours running from Vancouver Island to different islands and stuff, so I'm pretty sure the tours would take you to locations where they know there's going to be bears. The reason why there's so many bears around the area is because there's like so many waterways, tributaries where salmon will swim upstream. They call them salmon runs. So they'll run, the salmon will go upstream to reproduce, and the bears just wait there at the mouth of the river, just catching them, just like scooping candy out of a bag. I'm going to pop into the shops and grab some food for breakfast. Alright, that's us. Breakfast sorted, and I'm going to go back to our Airbnb, get ready for the day, and we're going to go and explore more of Vancouver. But yeah, it's good to hang out. Thanks for watching again, and I guess I will see you guys in another video at some point. I'm trying to do a little bit more on this channel now that we're sort of found our rhythm here in Canada. The first few weeks were a bit hectic, driving all the way across from Calgary, but now yeah, I feel like we've got a bit more of a routine, a bit more of a rhythm with our travels, and yeah, still enjoying it. So thank you guys for watching, and I guess I will see you guys very soon. If you want to see more of our travels, go and check out the other channel where you can see much more detailed videos of our adventures and more guides to the place rather than walk and talk and get the feel of a city with me. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.